The new Kaisei era of Godzilla kicks off this week, so let's talk about that. Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we're going to be doing a review for Godzilla #1. This is a new book from IDW. This kicks off the new Kaisei era of Godzilla books. We'll be having three different series. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this book is written by Tim Seeley with art by Nicola Sismeja, colors by Francisco Segala, and letters by Nathan Wittick. In this book, Godzilla #1 launches this new era, revealing that a mysterious energy source, first unlocked in 1954, called Kaisei, both awaken Godzilla and reshape the world, including humanity, monsters, and a secret agency now known as the G-Force. In this issue, we meet Jason Braid, a boy who may harness Godzilla's power. As kaiju attacks remain constant, G-Force prepares to face these titans head-on while grappling with the consequences of hunting from beneath the Earth's surface. I really enjoyed this issue. There's a lot of really cool things. This is really a fun start to this kaiju mythology, to the world of these characters that inhabit, and also a really new, different twist on a story that's been going on, forever ago, right? Godzilla is a property that uh, feels like we approach it every few years with a new twist, and this one to me feels very exciting. I really like the characters. I think the G-Force themselves they're very engaging characters that are written very well. We get some really cool dynamic visuals because the art is just, it feels very manga inspired. I mean, I've definitely looked at other work from Sismeja, and like I know that there's a lot of manga influence, but it's very dynamic, it's fun, it's quick, it's big and bright, the big bold colors that show this book. But everything still feels like a Godzilla book. Like, these kaiju characters really live amongst that as well, and there's a lot of fun twists and turns in this world. It's very reminiscent to me of, like, I love the film Pacific Rim, so if that kind of puts you in the mood, the first one at least, um, it's just really like a great start to this new world. So, and it still deals with a lot of those things that Godzilla, like all Godzilla properties, kind of approach, right? We do have the militarized aspect of the G-Force, which contrasts with how some of these other nations are approaching the kaijus as more of natural disasters, which just kind of like, it hints at, like, is there going to be tension between these nations, but also the global impact of like something as big as this. We know that there's a lot of big global events, so Godzilla's always been a representation of that. We have this really interesting new character that we've just seen a few layers of, right? So Jason's still a human kaiju. What does that mean? What other aspects will those come in? Like, how can we explore that even further? And then, of course, the Kaisei energy that just really ties to Godzilla, and not only to his emergence, but like the broader implications of what that can mean to the world. So I really enjoyed this book. I think it's a really fun approach. We get let me give you a little bit more of an in-depth. This is very still non-spoilery. This is just a lot from the first few pages that you'll see in the preview art. But yeah, we get some narration of how Godzilla came out in 1954 and how this force was discovered. We get to see the introduction of the G-Force, which is kind of a blend of different characters from different places in the world. And then, of course, we meet Jason. And then from there, we kind of work back to see how we are getting to that point in this prologue that we have in the book. So it's, to me, the character designs are something that really races to the book itself to the next level. They look very cool. I think they're very stylized, and they just very also, they look very unique. I think all the characters have their own little things that, the little quirks that set them apart. So I think that's definitely very, it's something that was very intentional for sure. Now, this is just part of a three-pronged approach from IDW. I have gotten a chance to read Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone, but we also have a Starship Godzilla book that will be coming out later after that. So I'm very excited for the future of this. I think IDW has picked a very interesting avenue to to trot down to have this new Godzilla properties kind of come out and revitalize the franchise, at least in the comic books, because Godzilla in the films is doing quite all right, whether it's the American take or the the Toho films. So very excited for all that. We'll keep talking more about Godzilla. We'll stay tuned for any announcements from San Diego Comic Con as well. But yeah, make sure to go pick this out this week on your at your comic shop. And if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. There are a lot of really cool variant covers, so definitely let me know which one you ended up picking up. And stay tuned for when we do our live show or our live stream where we talk about comics and then see which ones I was able to find throughout my shop. So as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye. As the summer of Superman continues, he finally faces off against the Omega Legion of Darkseid in Superman 28. Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Superman number 28. This is the Tula Lote variant cover, but here you have the main cover by Dan Mora. This is a new book from DC Comics, and I was very excited to get to it. I think that it's really fun. I got to read this, of course, thanks to my friends over at DC Comics, but I would have bought this regardless. I'm very excited about the new direction. The Summer of Superman has been fantastic, so let's keep talking about it. In this issue, we have writer Joshua Williamson with art by Dan Mora, Alejandro Sanchez on colors, letters by Ariana Meher. In this issue, since the start of All In, Darkseid's Legion has stalked the DC universe, and now they finally attack Superman. What is this Legion's deadly mission, and how does it kick off the next phase of All In? Do not miss out on this crucial issue that sets up a massive event for Superman and the DC universe. This was great. I mean, first of all, I just want to say I love Dan Mora's art. It has been the summer of Superman. You can see I got my bucket, I got my poster. I've been really hyped since the film. So picking this up at my shop was, especially because it is the beginning of a new arc. I wouldn't say this is the best jumping on point, but I would definitely say you can come in here and probably read and catch up a little bit. I think the book does a great job with the exposition, but man, oh man, Dan Mora's art is fantastic. Really doing some great stuff. We got a lot of insight on the Superman 25 issue that really told us a lot about what was going to go in the future, and then finally seeing glimpses of Darkseid again. Now, this is all through the Legion of Superheroes, which has somehow been turned into the Legion of Darkseid. We still haven't explored fully all that, but there are a lot of hints as to what's going on there. This issue plays with you in a very emotional level. It has a lot of twists and turns, but also it plays with your mind. There's a lot of mind tricks on this one, which I think, it really makes sense when you see who Superman is kind of fending off in this series. Of course, the Legion goes back way deep into the Superman mythology, right? When he was a kid, he went into the future. He was part of the Legion for a long time. And then, of course, we still have that Doomsday, the time-traveling Doomsday. How is he involved in all this? How is Darkseid involved in all this? And will you believe the twist, the surprise at the end of this issue? I don't know if you will. It's a little cheeky nod, a little wink from Superman editorial, and maybe even kind of a fourth wall break there. But I'm very excited for this going forward. Like I said, Dan Mora is just an amazing artist, doing so much work, very prolific. His art style, very dynamic, very stylized, very clean lines. But it really all comes to life with these beautiful colors. And then, of course, in an issue like this where you have multiple characters, maybe some telepathy, I think Ariana Meher just really brings all that, those extra layers in the letter work. So really cool stuff. Make sure to pick this up, whether you pick up this variant or just the original cover. There's some other really cool stuff out there, including another cover by Guillaume March, who's also an artist that I really love. I might end up picking that up as well. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see what the budget looks like for this week. It is a smaller week, so anyway, if you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye bye. The Thunder War is coming, and there's only one mutant powerful enough to face it. This is a review for Storm number 10. Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Storm number 10. This is a new book from Marvel Comics. This is written by Murewa Ayodele with art by Lucas Wernick, Alex Gomez on colors, letters by Travis Langham. This is kicking off the Thunder War arc. In this issue, Storm finds herself racing to protect a mutant child from the Oklahoma incident. The FBI hot on her trail due to the child's unstable nuclear radiation abilities. Ironically, proximity to this child previously killed Storm. Meanwhile, Eternity identifies the entity that swallowed Galactus and the Silver Surfer, igniting the cosmic Thunder War that threatens the universe. Also, we have guest appearance by Bishop. So, if you don't know much about what's going on and you haven't caught up with Storm, I think this is not a great jumping on point, but definitely a point where you can kind of come in and get a lot of what's going on. You do get a little bit of a summary at the beginning, but you pretty much need to know this has been a solo journey for Storm, positioning her as Earth's first and mightiest mutant. This is also, we have some early issues that establish this FBI pursuit of this radioactive mutant child that Storm has been sheltering since the Oklahoma incident. You'll have to go back and read more if you want to know exactly what the Oklahoma incident was. And then in the last issue, we found out about Hadad, the first and most powerful Thunder God, and this kind of sets the cosmic stakes in this universe. So it's pretty interesting. I really love that. I don't know if I have read a better Storm series, recently. I think it's going to be a very definitive run for this character just because of everything that's going on. I've talked about how Storm has been at the forefront of Marvel's kind of push. She's been treated very well as a character, whether it's in a group environment or in her own solo series. So I think that if you are a little behind on this, you'll definitely have maybe a little bit of issues. They definitely give you a lot of exposition, which can fill up the page with dialogue, but that was never taken away. So, whether it's the emotional stakes that are coming on, these very strong character moments from Storm, and then just the cool things that happen, right? When you have Storm on the page, cool things just happen. I really, really enjoy this issue, kind of jumping onto this. I love that they're kind of slow playing. I think Storm has a really interesting set of characters at her side. The battle with this Thunder God also feels like just the opening gambit of what's going on, and then the twists and turns. I think seeing all the mutants around Storm, but it's specifically Bishop, really brings up a really interesting setup. And then having Bishop be the one that's kind of taking care of this mutant who's releasing this radiation, right? Because he can take in the energy and then redirect it as needed, but that also can lead to them being found out. So it's very cool. The 50th anniversary is coming for the X-Men, which is also a big achievement. This Thunder War will be spanning from issues 10 to 12, as far as I can tell, and it will have the same team going forward. So yeah, I really like this book. I really enjoy both of the art. I like the ideas presented in here. It's not the best book to kind of just bring to the forefront, but it was definitely a little bit of a slow week, I'll say, over at the Marvel side, where I was able to kind of dig into something a little bit deeper that I wouldn't normally pick up. But I've been keeping an eye on Storm, and I can't wait till this when this series wraps up. I'm just gonna go through all the collected editions of this because I really like what they've been doing, including the One Day Under Doom tie-in and everything that's been going on from there. So if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye. A new horror noir western miniseries from Dark Horse, and it takes place near Texas. Let's talk about that. Hello, everyone. Daniel here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Texarkanum #1 from Dark Horse Comics. This is written by Christopher Monfett, with art by Miguel Martos, colors by Patricio Delpeche, and letters by Michael Heisler. Now, I only knew about this book because our friends over at Dark Horse send us this stuff in advance to check it out. This is a 32-page book. It's a 4-issue miniseries. So if you want to check this out, or if you enjoy what I'm talking about, I recommend you pick this up. Either, the 4 issues coming out, or I'm sure they'll have a really cool collection. But Texarkanum introduces Avery Bell, a hard-boiled cowboy arcanist traveling the supernatural landscapes of America's heartland. When a centuries-old feud between two families takes a dark, magical turn, Bell steps in to unearth the ancient folklore and stop a low country apocalypse. Blurring the lines between Yellowstone and the X-Files, and Elmore Leonard style crime hangs with Stephen King. Horror, Texarkanum explores the collision of myth and Midwestern identity. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to check this out is because, as you probably know, I do live in Texas. I know Texarkana. Like I've never been, but I've seen the signs to go to Texarkana. So the play on the name of Texarkana to Texarkanum, I thought was pretty clever and really funny. So, this is a new story. There's no, it's a clean beginning. There's nothing other than what's established in the book for you to follow. So I think the book itself really delivers a lot of big swings, right? We go into this really deep, like really hard into it. It brings a lot of cool horror. It feels a little bit pulpy. It feels very kinetic. And I just really enjoyed the idea of this kind of like supernatural style. And by that, I mean the TV show, which I really love, this supernatural style comic. So I think this is a book that I'll definitely have to come back and revisit once it's all done. I've been switching from a lot of miniseries, and when the miniseries format, I rather pick things up once they are collected, just because I'm just running out of room to store all these items. But yeah, I think the character that we follow around, Avery, it's just a very, like, from the get-go, like, just cool, right? And then knowing that he specializes on this like supernatural kind of like, exorcism and ghost hunting, very similar to the Winchesters in Supernatural, but definitely in a little bit of a different environment. We do have a little bit of an epilogue, or a prologue, I mean, that kind of introduces us to this, a little bit more of the lore and maybe some of the other machinations. There's a very mysterious character that shows up as well. So yeah, overall, this book kind of delivers. If you like these type of horror, it's almost like a horror western, very reminiscent of There Will Be, That Texas Blood. If you read something like that, I feel like this leans a lot more heavy into the supernatural, but I feel like the tone of it is very much the same. And yeah, I just love the book. I thought it was really cool, and I think it has a lot of really fun ideas. But I feel like this is something that I read so many things that if I don't pay attention to what's going on month over month, I'm gonna lose the thread. That's my only concern. But highly recommend it if you're looking for something a little bit different. Make sure to check it out. If you're looking for a book that kind of has this setting of a supernatural, like Texas, Arkansas type of place, this is probably the best place to start. And then, of course, just playing with some of these forces that might be beyond the control of mere mortals. It's probably a lot of fun. So, from what I saw, also Monfort has previously worked on some stuff like Star Trek Picard, Marvel's Vision. So I had never really seen a book from this creator, but also apparently reimagined Hellraiser. So those are just really great little check marks for any horror fan, I think, and any just fan of like quality work. So, as always, if you have picked this up, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. Stay tuned because we have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye. The scariest and most fierce anthology from Mad Cave Studios continues. Let's talk about Vanishing Point number 3 in this video. Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Vanishing Point number 3. This is a new book in the anthology series from Mad Cave Studios, written by Mark Russell, with art by Alberto Ponticelli, Ellie Wright on colors, letters by Carlos Manuel. I have been loving this series. It is pretty. It's a sci-fi horror anthology with a lot of very heavy ideas, but issue 1, Screams was its own little thing. Issue 2 continued this anthology format, but it still gave us that unsettling standalone story. So yeah, each issue just really brings a twist that kind of triggers more questions than it really answers. In this issue, set aboard a floating research station, this story dives into the existential horror. Some scientists conduct brutal experiments on alien prisoners seeking the common elements of life. It's a chilling meditation on life, synthetic creation, and the cost of seeking meaning through control. I love that this book kind of explores, what does it mean to be alive? What are these ethical lines in science? Also, the fragility of sentience and the terror of this dissection of these creatures. Also, ironically, changing things so much that they become unrecognizable from the beginning product. It's just kind of really a lot of very heavy ideas all rolled up into one, but Mark Russell knows how to deliver a lot of this commentary, which I think is great. Now, I'm not very familiar with Ponticelli, but he has very clean line work, which I really love, especially in a book where you have to meet all these different creatures. Very expressive. For some of these are non really humanoid creatures, right? But I think Ponticelli and the team still managed to deliver very expressive figures, while the scientists, hidden behind their protective gear and all that, they really seem very cold, very very much from afar. Then we kind of meet who becomes our protagonist. These creatures don't really have names, or it's hard for me to even explain what they look like, but you'll see some of them throughout the preview art in the video. But yeah, I really like this one. I think the twist was pretty insane. But like I said in the synopsis, this book is not really about answering those questions. It's really just about making you think about a lot of things. So, and it definitely did. Like once you get to the last page, or like, what the heck did I just read? And I just want to go back, and I page back through the book. So big shout out, thank you to Mad Cave for allowing us to check this out. And of course, make sure you pick it up at your shop. If you have read this though, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments as always. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.